Hello, Jamie Allen Bishop here for Soul Heart Entertainment, coming to you live from Scottsdale, Arizona for ToesDay and Tarot. And as soon as Natasha, my God, joins me, we'll have our Tarot Queen Goddess darling head. We're all about the trust toe, the baby left toe, in the whole month of July. So I believe this is the second to last trust toe day. And when we look down at our baby toe on our left foot, what do we see? What does it look like? How is it showing up? Hey, Natasha, there she is. Bring them on camera. Give me just a second. Yes, I do want you. Sorry, I'm having to navigate not having my like that. So we'll see if I need to boost myself up. Live and learn. Do it as you appear.
There we go.
Awesome. Okay.
There
cool.
it is.
All right.
Okay, there we go. That works.
And
you know, of course, I'm immediately looking at my baby toe on my left side.
Naturally.
Immediately.
I mean, truly. So, just to do the quick little piece where I go over the toe reading map, which can be found on Soul Heart Entertainment's page under photos. We have the right side is our yang side or our external self side. The left side is our yin side or our internal self side. We have ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Ether is the destiny or big picture. That's the big toe. Air is the second toe, communication or creativity. Fire toe is the middle toe. It's kind of like our middle finger. It shows how we show up with action and temperament. The water toe is the ring finger toe, and that's all about our relationships. And then the earth toe, which is what we're talking about this time. On the left side, it is all about our faith and trust. On the right side, it's all about our prosperity and abundance. So next month, we're going to talk about prosperity and abundance. So if you are struggling with that or wondering about how that shows up in the toes, we will talk all about that in the month of August.
I love that.
We're talking about trust and faith and how does that show up in our lives and how does that show up in tarot. So
yes,
Tasha.
Let's pull a card. Yay. We're using the Modern Witch Tarot. I am very much in love with this deck. It's relatively new for me. It's my newest deck. It is very female positive, very diverse, a lot of diverse females all throughout the deck. I love it. So let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, see, we got the Five of Wands reversed. And when the Five of Wands comes up reversed, it's like we're fighting our own selves. Like that faith and trust is not in ourselves. So we doubt, we second guess, we go back and forth. We say, well, maybe I should do this. These are all the ways why I shouldn't. Instead of thinking about the ways that you should, like, here are the reasons why too, you like kind of talk yourself out of it. That's what happens when the Five of Wands reversed comes up.
So I have to show you a quarter. Because when we make decisions, have you ever had anybody tell you that when we make decisions, using a quarter is the best way? Heads for yes, heads for yes, tails for no. If mid-air you don't already know the answer, it's a hell no. Because if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no.
Okay, yeah. That is very awesome. That takes out a lot of this back and forth thing. Like going with your guttural feel. Like, what is your guttural feel? Is it a uh-huh or uh-uh? If it's an then maybe you need to reevaluate for a second, but we usually do. But we don't listen.
Honestly, so I give Alan Cohen complete and utter you know, like, thank you, Alan Cohen, for bringing this to my attention, because it was a huge piece of the puzzle. Hi, Cindy Rose. So glad you're here. It was a huge piece of the puzzle for me in my indecision, is if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Like that, that was a game changer for me, because because there were times where I was like, well, I don't know, maybe we could make this work, right? That's not how universe energy works. That's not it. It works far more in flow, and as we exist and as it comes, and you have to, and the water toes especially go with the flow, which are all about our relationships, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
absolutely. So now, of course, I'm peeking at my toe again, and of course I have a slight little corn. It's not that serious, just really some hard skin on the end there. I am quite stubborn.
It's
I don't know if that...
It's a protection mechanism. The corn sense I think of a turtle, like it's the safety spot. It's we're building up extra padding so that we're, you know, helping ourselves avoid the idea of fear-based decision making, probably, right?
Yeah.
And it's scary to make decisions that are
based in having faith and trust in yourself. I think, like, those are my hardest decisions, that are based in, like, can I do it? Do I have faith and trust that I can do this? Like, that I can make this work? And I'm usually like,
or just alternatively, that universe has our back, that we have complete and utter faith and trust that whatever decision, whether it's right or wrong for us, and I use right or wrong in quotes, it's never right or wrong. It's always right. It doesn't, it's always the right decision. Whatever works out, it doesn't matter, because we needed to walk that path, right? So that we have that faith and trust that universe is going to take care of us no matter what. That's
I love that
challenge. That's
so that really is just listening to your intuition, where how universe speaks to you, and just going with the flow, like you were just saying, going with the flow of what it's supposed to be. Oh, I do. I like that very, very much so.
So when we look down at our toes, one of the questions that I often get is, you know, my toes look just like my mom's toes, which is just like my grandma's toes, right? It's very hereditary, right? That's it. So is toe reading a hereditary thing? Well, the question to that is, did you get your thoughts and belief systems from your biology parents, or did you get them from somebody who's not a biological parent? Because it's, you know, we pass down our beliefs.
We do.
Yeah. And I know that I've gained a vast majority of my beliefs from the way that my mom raised me. My mom's sitting right here. You have to see. Hi, Mom.
Oh, hi, Mom. It's lovely to see you. Oh, yay. That's awesome.
So we're looking down at our toes, like going, yep, our toes look a lot alike. They do. We're both very we both have just a little bit of space between each of our toes. The baby toe hugs us a little bit, so we do like to have chips close at hand. But for the most part, we're really organized people. We have that tiny space between. Here, I'm going to show you guys.
Yes, show us.
Ready.
We're ready. Okay.
And then here, my mom's going to pull her feet over here too, and we're going to like.
Oh my gosh, you guys' toes really are so very much alike.
So similar. So the space between each of the toes, it represents just a little bit of space, a little bit of, we're willing to receive knowledge. We're really organized. Like, you know, if you ever want to find anything in your house, come talk to us.
You're the person that we can ask, and you'll say, it's in the third drawer in the cabinet to the right, next to the da-da-da-da. You guys, I understand that.
Exactly, 100%. But those baby toes kind of hug that. They're a little bit closer to the relationship toe. So we do both very much like to have somebody, a significant other. No, my mom said control. It's not about control so much as it is about having a partnership. That partnership is important to both of us. Because there's enough space there to make it not totally codependent, it's more interdependent. It's more like we have this, we want to bounce the ideas off of somebody before that it takes traction. And one of the things about the faith and trust toe specifically, which is the left foot again, is that, you know, when it takes that dive to the floor, you want to be careful about being pessimistic about your faith and trust. And same with prosperity and abundance on the right toe. If it takes that dive down to the floor, just be real careful about the pessimism going on in your thoughts and belief systems, because that's how it will show up as, you know, that's the what do I say? The example of what we're trying, of what our body is showing us that our beliefs are pulling us toward. Okay.
Like a physical manifestation of what's going on in the energy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right, awesome.
And so how does that relate to, Cindy Rose says, hi, Mom, by the way.
Love Cindy Rose. Love you, Cindy Rose.
I know. How does that relate with the slight space between the toes? So the organization skills, you know, maybe it's showing up upside down because there's some tension or some struggle in relation to decision making. When it comes to wands, I always think of like, how am I going to make this magic happen?
Yes. Yeah. And that is a good way to think of the suit of wands, because it coordinates with fire, which is our action. What are we going to do? What do we do? How do we handle things? And when it comes up reversed, it really is being your own worst enemy in a sort of kind of way, like not really going with the flow of the faith and trust for yourself and the universe.
Yes.
So I'm assuming it's coming up reverse, because that just might be like the collective because I know I'm feeling a bit of that, with a little lacking in faith and trust of things. And I know a lot of us do. So we can switch it. Tarot is not permanent. It is not permanent. So we can definitely switch this, because upright, it's healthy competition. Upright, the Five of Wands is collaboration, making each other better. Knowing someone who does like something very similar to what you're doing, and then, well, what techniques are you doing? What are you doing? Well, let me check out your stuff, check out my stuff. And then like, it's that healthy competition that helps build everything up. So we can definitely switch that.
I was just looking for my notes, because I host, if you didn't know this, please join us, a weekly networking group where we're kind of masterminding. We're really bouncing ideas off each other. We're really kind of collaborating with each other. And today's subject was collaboration. And how do we go about getting it? How do we go about, you know, what does it involve? What are the expectations set involving collaboration? That's a huge piece of the puzzle. If you're collaborating with people and you don't share expectations in the beginning, somebody's going to end up disappointed.
Oh, that is such a good point. Like, that was a boom. That was so simple, but a boom. Because I've had collaborations that did not work out because we did not set forth our expectations before we even agreed to collaborate. It was just like, yeah, I'm vibing with you, you're vibing with me, yes, let's do it, cool. But yeah, good point, ma'am.
With you and me doing these lives, which I, by the way, totally love, and I know
so do I.
Energy, we work very beautifully together.
Yes.
So,
but we've known each other.
When we first started doing it, we did kind of set expectations like, okay, I don't know exactly what this is going to look like, but here's kind of the idea that I had in mind, and we shared a little bit of that. And now that we've been doing it a couple months, we're probably going to start regrouping and maybe elaborate a little more then, and be a little bit more precise about how we want to move this forward. Because I think it's, you know what I mean? Like, you need to regroup, you need to reevaluate, you need to come back together and make sure that those expectations are still being met and that they're still being shared with each other.
Oh, yes. Giving golden nuggets today, Jamie. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, we'll plan our regrouping meeting soon.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm excited. But yeah, that does all come back to helping each other grow. So we can have that faith and trust in ourselves and the universe, going with the flow and having those meaningful relationships that enable us to grow and continue to just go on our path. Because as I help you, you help me, vice versa. Let's keep the chain going.
Let me show you, just so that you can actually physically see it, what a reverse wand toe might look like.
Okay.
All right. So we're looking at the left feet here.
Okay.
So this one is not reversed, but you can kind of clearly see that this one is.
Ah.
Do you see how she?
I do see the difference.
The nail is pointing out toward the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Whereas this one, it's pretty much showing straight up. There's a little pointing out to the future, but not nearly as much, right?
Yes.
This one also has a little bit of extra padding on it, where this is showing up very thin. It's so her expectations are set very clearly, but her expectations are, I give more than I receive. I give faith and trust more than I receive faith and trust. And so the idea is that with the Five of Wands, she's struggling to be open to receiving. Yeah. Struggling to find that sweet spot that is the balance between overcompensating for what you want in life, right? Yeah. Like we do want to give. Giving is really important, really important, because that's the energy that we want to bring forward in the world, right? But when we're giving with an expectation to receive, it's a whole different ballgame. You're not really giving them, are you?
Yeah, no, you're not. Right? Like, and that connects just to what you were saying about being pessimistic with the just thinking pessimistic, like that all, like, you just circled right back around to that. Like, I love that. And that's what it is reversed.
Right.
It's us really like digging in our brains in a non-productive way. Like, we're not helping ourselves to be better and be productive. Like, we're actually stopping the flow.
Exactly.
And we've got to go with the flow. The wands are all about your passions, the things that you desire, your purpose in life. So you have to be in flow to get in with that.
So I'm going to find one. I'm going to find
where it's the upright.
So that if it were to show up correct, not correctly, because there is no correct.
But just
have to walk. But the way that we would want it to show up, if we're open to being whatever the universe has to throw our way, we're willing to take it on, right?
Okay, yes, let's see these toes.
So let me see. I would say of all of the toes that people have the most work to do on, it would be faith and trust and prosperity and abundance. So it can be very challenging.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to even be able to find one, but guess what? I found one.
Yay, yay.
All right. So here's a left foot. Notice all of the slight space between each of the toes, and then we get to this baby toe, and they're all curving just a touch. I mean, not a lot. But look at how straight off the foot this comes. And the toenail is right up and down. And it's not bubbled up. Like, the biggest challenge, at least for me, because mine does bubble up a bit, is to find how much bubbling up happens on a toe. Do you see that? And by bubbling up,
I do.
That thickness or extra padding, I kind of think of it as a Santa bag.
Oh, okay.
With all kinds of gifts, but we may not perceive it as gifts. We may perceive it as burden.
Okay. I could see how that would work. Yeah. How we do. And really, because a lot of times our path has like, we have to build some things brick by brick, and building of the bricks may not be fun, but it's what we have to do. So enjoy the burden part of it, because it's going to lead to the prosperity part of it. Like,
Right. So,
got to be in the
like,
flow.
the best thing that any of us can do, I'm preaching to myself at this point, is when we're doing something that we don't find particularly fun or exciting or in flow for us of what brings us joy, because that's the universal God's ultimate desire for us, is let's be joyful, let's be happy, let's praises, let's be in that space of just sheer pleasure, right?
Yeah.
And pleasure can be taken a multitude of ways. So I'm getting like reminded that pleasure might not be the right word, but
I know what you meant by pleasure, like just to be in contentment and joy and bliss and happiness. I know what you meant.
But the idea is that when we're in that space of complete and sheer joy, we're more productive, we do a better job, we enjoy work, right? And so you need to find what works for you to bring you that during the tedious moments in life. So one of the things that my mom was really great at when we were growing up was every Saturday when we got up, or really we were raised to get up to do our work, our household chores on Saturday, and just knock it out, get it done, so that we really could have kind of a day of leisure on Sunday. And this was by no stretch of the imagination any kind of religious thing. It was just raised us. But there was always fun music playing while we are working chores. Always. So
I grew up in like a very similar household in that sense, because it was always a specific day and we always had music playing and it was always fun. And then we knew that, okay, now I really can chill for the rest of the day and all of tomorrow until school on Monday. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So it truly was
that.
bringing, and even in doing our separate chores in separate rooms, we still felt as one unit. We were still behaving one collective. And
because you were in a cooperative effort, everyone doing their little bit together to make the whole work.
Right. And so, sometimes I find myself a little resentful when I'm the only one in my household doing the chores or working on something, and that little bit of like, am I the only one that does stuff around here? Like, right?
Yeah, no, I get that. Yes, I do.
So I go to that place where I'm like, okay, you know what? This is important to me. And so I'm going to take care of it, and I'm good with that. And here's my fun. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out. I mean, like.
Word. No, word. You said that exactly right. Because you know what? My sister does that same thing. She is the big cleaner in the house. And I do help out, but we live with a bunch of teenagers and they're not the cleanest thing. So she blasts her music. I don't care what you're doing, what you're listening to. Because if you don't want me to do this, then you should have cleaned it up yourself. You can go that way. I don't care what you're doing. This is what I'm doing right now. Because this is how I like to live in my house. It makes me happy, so I'm going to do it.
Right.
And so, we've got to get through those, even if it's a burden, a chore. Like afterwards, like when I do the things that I just really don't feel like doing, just afterwards, I feel so good. Like, yay, I'm so glad I did that. Even though I complained the entire way, still, yay, I feel so much better. So that, again, is some more of that 5 of Wands energy upgrade, is that kind of going through the motions of things you kind of really don't want to do, but knowing the outcome. It reminds me of like a workout. Like some people that hate to work out, but afterwards your body feels so great, so you just trudge through it. That's that type of energy.
Love it. That's a great analogy. So is there more to talk about? Is there more? Do you want to pull one more card just because we have a few minutes left?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's pull another card. Let's see what support we have with this 5 of Wands. I'm always down to pull more cards.
Yeah. So fun.
Oh, see, and we have Judgment reversed, which is like a a tendency to not really hear your calling at times and to kind of be a little bit too harsh on yourself. But when we want to flip that up, it is really like reaching, knowing that the sky is like, there is no sky, there is no limit. Yeah, it's like anything is possible, anything can be manifested. When it comes up reversed, it's like, is it possible? Can it, like, it's more questions, whereas this is like a declarative statement. It is possible, it can be manifested. This is, can it, will it? So we definitely want to be in that upright energy of, oh.
Growing up, I very much related to Tabitha, the baby in Bewitched, the daughter of Bewitched. And in fact, my name was almost Tabitha. So I very, very much related to this little character. And one of the things that she used to do is just like twinkle her nose.
Tick, tick, tick.
Gimme, gimme, gimme. And I have energy. It's like all you have to do is just ask. Our God, our spirit realm is at the waiting for us to ask. We just gotta ask.
We're waiting to help you out.
So,
Hear that calling. Whatever your calling is, hear it and go to it. Don't resist your call. Hear that horn going to you, and whatever it is, do it. You can make a happy life off of doing what you love, no matter how much money you earn. If you are content and it's your version of success, please don't let anyone tell you, well, you should be doing it like this, or you should be making this, or you should be living here. And no. Success is different for everyone. That's why everyone's calling is different. Follow your calling of success. Yours. Yeah.
Love it. Totally love it.
You gotta do. Yes.
All right. So
we'll see. Pulling another card. So that was good.
I was showing up on the toes, just for those of you who may not have been here. So the left toe on this foot is faith and trust, and this is the way it is upright. It is thin but not overly thin. Yeah, it's a swear word. The word should. I agree. And I use it all the time. So, forgive me. It is one of the things that I am trying to break myself of the habit of shoulding on people. Like, I don't need to should on myself. I don't need to should on I love you just as you are.
Yes, I love that. Because I need to stop that as well. That is a very good point. I should on myself all the time.
Seriously, right? And I love the way that that's phrased. It makes me giggle, so it makes me happy. Like,
yes.
Stop shoulding on yourself, Jamie.
Now every time I do it, I'm going to hear your voice in my head saying, stop shoulding on yourself, Natasha. And I'm going to just stop. There it is.
As it should.
All right, I'm going to just stop. Jamie said stop. I got to stop. Can't do it anymore. I'm going to. This is
I am.
Yeah.
Perfect just as is. Everything is going exactly according to plan. I am being who I wish to be. I mean,
yes.
That's the only way to get there, guys. I am
the only way to get there.
Whatever. I am being organized. I am being practical. I am being magical. I am being I am being joyful. I am being happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
So faith and trust, we want those toes to be pointing up to the sky, the toenails, that is. We want them to be fairly thin, not too thin, but not too thick either. And we want them to be free of any kind of callousing, because that callousing is us trying to protect ourselves. And while when we protect ourselves, we are keeping things out, we are also keeping ourselves from growing, we're keeping ourselves from receiving, and we're keeping ourselves from really, truly living. We're just staying in that like tight little bud, and the universe wants us to bloom.
Yes, the universe absolutely wants us to bloom. And there's going to come a point where it's just more painful to stay like that than it is to just go ahead and bloom. So just go ahead and bloom right now.
Who said that?
Just do it now.
That's what
Someone said that. It's a quote, because I totally did not make that up. No, I did not. But yeah, and it was said a lot better than what I just said anyway. Like, it was all poetic. Like, there comes a time when the energy of something with to be tightly bound something, and it's really beautiful. But yeah, that's my layman's terms of it.
If you guys find that quote, you need to put it in the comments.
Yes, please put the quote in the comments for us, so we can give proper, reference it appropriately, get the words right, give proper credit. Yes.
Exactly. I want to say it's Louisa May Alcott, but I could be wrong.
Listen, it could be for anyone from Louisa May Alcott to Buddha to Lao Tzu. Like, beats me.
And
one
all
of them
probably said it at some point, because they are wise
in some way. Yeah, in some way.
Oh my God, the universe will keep throwing crap at us until we wake up and realize it.
And we'll just keep giving us the same message over and over again. Like, yeah, so I told you this message through this person. So let me tell you this message to this person. So let me try putting this message in like this context. Like, you still know? Okay, let me try it this way. So like, that's what I learned in like studying religions in college. I'm like, wait, these all have the same core message. Like, why don't we just listen to that core message?
Yeah. I know.
It's basically love. Love is basically it.
Sit in that meditative state, and if you're not there yet, if you don't know how to meditate, literally sit for 30 seconds and just pay attention to your breathing. And if a thought comes up, the only thing that you do is just say, thank you for reminding me, and go back to listening to your breathing, or counting, or doing something to kind of shut off that monkey chatter in our minds. It's really hard at first, but once you start getting momentum and getting practice, literally, we get better and better and better at it. And let's tell you, that is where our angels, guides, God, in to see. This is the next step you need to take if you want to achieve it. This is the direction that you need to drive your car in. This is the parking space that you'll have as soon as you get to the supermarket. Like, it's totally magical.
Yeah, it is.
Tap into source.
When you just, and the meditation was my starting point, and my monkey brain was insanity. But it was, for me, it was like I would count. I would say, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Like, I would focus on a color chakra. I would just, until now, I tap into my meditation relatively quickly. I just tap into my breath through a calamitous whatever is going on. I need to chill out for a second. And 30 seconds does wonders. Just start with like 30 seconds.
Absolutely. So if you haven't heard of Heart Math before, I'm going to send you to the heartmathinstitute.org and look at what they're doing, because the research that they have behind this idea of just taking 10 seconds to take a few deep breaths, get a hold of your pulse, and allow it to calm down, especially in the state of heightened anxiety or stress or whatever. By the way, they worked with people in an ER situation, in the staff in an ER situation, to be able to study this. That literally in that 10 to 30 seconds makes a huge,
I can imagine,
measurable percentage of increase in the survival rate of critical patients.
Wow.
Huge increase.
Wow.
Just,
like, that makes total sense, because they're and seeing all this, that, and the third, and just taking that second. And wow. That is so, please put that link down in here for us all.
I will.
Yeah, because I want to check that out too. I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah.
The science nerd in me loves all of that stuff.
Greg Braden talks about it a lot, and he's one of my favorite on earth. Brilliant.
Yay.
So, all right,
that.
well, that does it for ToesDay and Tarot Tuesdays. Say that 3 times fast.
Right?
Natasha, Monique, and Jamie Allen Bishop here.
Yes.
Cindy Rose, we love you so much. Even the crap that can lead to awareness of an issue holds us down. I know it.
Yeah.
But that meditation is the only place to allow that to just release off of you, so that you're holding it as a burden, right? I know you.
Yes.
Rose, but
I do. And I'm like proof positive. Like it totally works. I know from experience. I've been meditating now for about, oh gosh, about 5 years, 6 years, and it has made a marked improvement on my mental state, on my mental health, my skin. Like it's, I don't know, it just, I'm not stressed out as much. So like you don't like
huge.
huge. And I don't even like, I'm not even in the habit. Well, I can't even say that. I do meditate every day. It's just so much like I meditate while taking a shower, while brushing my teeth. Like I just become aware of whatever I'm doing real quick and stop thinking about anything else, but just, oh yeah, look at that teeth right there. Yeah. Oh, that feels nice. Oh yeah.
Give yourself the pat on the back that you deserve for meditating every day and
Yeah.
find it shower.
I don't even realize that I do it every day anymore. That's just how much I've trained my mind that I need to shut it off for a second. Like I can't right now. I need to turn it down and just tune into spirit source for a second and not hear any of this outside mess.
No, so true. Because, good
Yeah.
deal with that, 23 and a half hours of the day at least. we can take the half an hour to meditate over the course of the day, no problem. Piece of cake.
No problem at all. We can do
right.
it. Well, Jamie, as always, this was fantastic. A pleasure. I love you a lot.
We will be back next Tuesday. I know we missed
Yes.
Tuesday. I was in the middle of traveling. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
And so we'll be back next Tuesday for ToesDay and Tarot Tuesdays. And we'll be talking for the last time about the faith and trust toe. So if you have any faith and trust questions, now would be a great time to share it in the comments below so that we can address it next week. And then whether you can make it live or whether you're listening on the replay, we can answer those questions for you because we love answering questions. So,
yes, we do.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
You too.
Bye for now. And I'll finish.